And we're live. There we go.
Hey!
Welcome, everybody, to the Ideal Home Show, episode 168. Episode 168.
Those numbers are going up, aren't they?
Yeah, it's getting quite high now. If it gets to 171, we'll have to stop this whole thing.
Oh, shit. Didn't know that.
Yeah, so a few left and that's it. Welcome to the show. On tonight's show, we will be discussing vaping news from this week's world. We will be talking quite extensively about squonking. There'll be some stuff later on, and some things. I know we said there would be some things last week, and they weren't. But there is some things this week.
We had stuff though. Didn't we?
Yeah, there was loads of stuff. But some people said, "Yeah, all right, there was stuff, but where's the things?" Because
I don't think most people would notice the difference between things and stuff.
That's the way it's going now. I saw an article in the Guardian, and they said there's a real lack of understanding of things.
It's the youth, isn't it?
And that's basically all they said. But yeah, so that's that. We've also got Mod Showcase. We've got Travava. We've even got an incredibly sneaky Troll of the Week as well.
Ooh,
it's
nice.
back. It's
He
back.
didn't even know that. It's been hidden in Richard's bag.
Happened. Just very organic. It was a very organic thing. But we've also got some hot vaping news, exclusives, all that kind of stuff. It's just crazy. Just stick around. You'll be thoroughly tickled. On the show tonight, we've got James from Vapperel, John from justadnick.co.uk, and Rick from Attiwire.
Can't walk over either.
Internet. So let's just crack on. James, how?
No, not how.
James,
How for now?
what are you drinking? What are you vaping?
Thanks very much. I am drinking on. I'm drinking on Amstel. No, I quite like these. This is nice. Stop pulling your face, John. Stop pulling.
Fucking Amstel. It's like, I mean, of Dutch beers, it's the worst probably.
Shut up. I tell you what, I'm drinking Amstel. Earlier, I was drinking one of these.
What's that?
What is that?
This is a Galahad.
If it's not piss, it's better than Amstel.
These are premium.
Exactly. Delicious, I reckon.
No, because Amstel is also premium. Look, Amstel is also a premium. They all see a premium.
Amstel tastes like cheap Stella, and that is saying something.
I don't know what the law is. Yeah, I'm not even going to engage you, John. I'm not even going to engage you.
So fizzy.
I couldn't find green lager. I see Richard's got green lager. He's all green lagered up, but I couldn't find any in my local discount lager
Quite hard
house.
to get all of this stuff.
Always on the good stuff, look.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, you can't get this for love of the money now. I had to get it.
Shortage, a bit of a shortage. It was worrying. Anyway, so I'm drinking Amstel flavoured lager, which is nice, John. And I am vaping. Oh, I've got the Sunbox. I've always got the Sunbox A7 Classique. I believe it's pronounced the Classique. In there is some tobacco crunch from concentrate with a Vapor V2 on top and a whistle on top of there. I have also got Art Mods Evil. That's one of the newer ones I've got. I like it a lot.
Nice. I do like it.
It's nice. Good in the hand, good shape. Still a little bit of a faff and a funny to fill and change a battery. But I got a PM earlier in the week saying, Go to Mod Maker, buy one of them tubes, get the tube on there, and you just slot the bottle in there. So I'm going to go on to Mod Maker and do
You need one?
very thing. I will.
I'll send you one.
Lovely. I also, Rick. I also need. I need one of them 2.5mm BF kit things.
Okay, mate.
Because I've had a bit of a.
Be with you on Saturday.
Lovely, you're a lovely man. Lovely man. And on there is the old 18mm nuts, which I've just rebuilt. And in there, I have got some sticky toffee pudding.
Ooh, very nice.
I nicked these. I got these. Like the minute they came out, because you know what it's like. This hashtag vape life.
Yeah.
I think I've got those as well. I haven't used it yet. I've got these.
Yeah, they're the ones. And I nicked them up straight away. But I thought with them being bakeries, I'd give them a couple of weeks, and I have done that. And I've brought them the sticky toffee. I find it's something a bit sweet, and it's not like super duper mega sweet like some sticky toffee puddings are in real life. But it's nice. It's good. It has got a.
I haven't got any of that, so screw you guys.
I know exactly how that.
It's fucked over all over again.
Yeah, it is. You don't say what you need. You need a hashtag.
I didn't get it direct. Chandler sent it onto it second hand.
Direct.
Chandler didn't think much of it then. Take that review to the bank.
In your face, Dolan. In your face. He's been messaging us this week because he's
pussy bastards on that podcast.
He's watching some.
They can't get it to fucking work, but yeah, they're cheap.
I need a tape recorder.
They should go old school, shouldn't they?
They built an atty, wicked it all up with his juice, and then just threw it all out the window.
I don't like that Rick very much. I'm going to send it all to him.
So nuts on top and a mini mini whistle on there, mini hybrid whistle on there, and I'm still vaping on the old on the Rave Mini. Got some Frankie in there, and I'm trying to put some Turk in them, some Frankie with the O16 on top, and a little drip tip, and indeed beauty ring that I got from Paul Jones many moons ago when he had a lathe and he was making that sort of bits and bobs. That's what I'm vaping on. That's what I'm drinking on. Let's go over to who's here. Is anybody here?
Me.
John for me.
Oh, it's all different.
Well, I know your controller. Is it you, Rich?
I would like to hazard a guess. It is me.
Okay, let's go. Let's go with you, Rich. Not how, but what are you drinking, and what are you vaping?
Yeah, so I've got I pushed the boat out.
It's good stuff.
And it came back this.
Wow,
it's called Carlsberg.
It's probably the best beer in your bedroom.
It's a shocking can design, isn't it? What's the?
Let us tell you about them. There's 3 can designs for the Carlin. The thing at ages.
Carlsberg. That's not Carlin.
Sorry, Carlsberg. Yes, for Carlsberg.
I was going to say it's shit. It's not shite.
Made by some European dude, Copper Blogger or something. I don't remember what his name is.
I know the fella. Yeah.
There's 3 designs. There's a stripy one. There's like a checky sort of one, and there is like a bubbly sort of one. And I buy like a case of Carlsberg, and it's been on the go for ages. And I'll buy a case of Carlsberg every couple of weeks, whatever. And every time I'll get the stripy ones. And you know what? After about 3 or 4 weeks of this happening, I started getting furious with Carlsberg. I was like, it's the stripy ones again, for God damn it! Sorry. Yes.
Can't you have a peek in the box?
That's exactly what I started doing.
You should have a word with them. Say, I've been collecting these cans. It's not cards, isn't it? I mean, you've been buying this box of beer every week. Hopefully you get the other patterns. They'll probably send them to you.
I felt ashamed. I felt ashamed at my anger.
What are the other designs? Like traditional and
there's like a one that's kind of lady like a bubbly design, and then there's like a sort of a checky argyle sort of design.
Oh, fair play. So drinking that, vaping on the kayFUN Lite. Put it on the old RX just because I was getting through it a bit on the Elemental. You know, with the 26650 DNA thing. They don't love each other, those two things. So I was rinsing through it on there. So just stuck it on there for now. I've got Casadega, can only be one in there. I've also got the Rabbit on the Dreamer. That's just a thing. And I've got my Crown. I haven't really had a chance to build out. I only started vaping again yesterday, so.
You've been sick.
No, poorly sick. So I've also got this, and in this is a very cheap custard. So that is me. So if we're right about the ordering of things, I'm going to go down here, which is Rick.
Oh, I'm down there. That's James to me.
Yeah, it's all different for you guys, but
for me,
it's got to be.
Rick's here.
Oh, you're down there. To me.
I don't get it.
It's all wrong. It's all wrong.
I think this is Rick, and if it is, then what you drinking? What you vaping, mate?
I am drinking on Brewdog Dead Pony Club.
Yes, I like that one.
Yeah, just got a couple of those. I'm on my second one, and that's it.
Proper session though, isn't it? Proper session beer though.
It's good, yeah. I mean, when they're a lot stronger, those beers, the craft beers these days. So it's quite nice to have one you can sink quite a few pints when you're out. You know,
over Christmas that was quite a good day.
Yeah, it is. It's a good one. And I am vaping on.
It's a breakfast beer.
Yeah, it is.
I'm vaping on my Convergent on my Chris Scott Mods KO.
Beautiful.
And in that, I've got that Onyx black. Where's it, John? It's in the bag. Black box Onyx. Yeah.
You're still loving that, are you?
This is such a good out. You would like this. You like mouth to lung or a restricted draw. Do you know? It just feels so solid when you vape it. It's so quiet. I mean,
it is ridiculously quiet.
It's smooth. It's great. It's really. I am. Yeah, very much liking that. Very much. I'm vaping on the Coup Cruiser with a Chrismon bell cap on top on the Abstract Mod Squonker. And in that, I've got a Black Currant DIY mix. And the Goon 1.5, Goon 25 on a Kennedy Vindicator with, again, my juice Voodoo Brew in it. But I'm definitely leaning more towards the stronger juices and the lower wattages now.
Oh, controversial, but I like it.
Yeah. Oh, that's me then. Right, so I suppose John's up there then.
Yes. Well, I am on me.
John's to your right, Rick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. I'll tickle you somewhere. What's going on? What's going on, brother?
What am I vaping on? What am I drinking on? I'm drinking on. I just thought, fuck it. I'm just gonna. I really like these beers. So I'm gonna get some Lagunitas.
Oh yeah.
RTAs. I got four of them.
No, they're shite then.
They're shite them. Piss. Utter piss.
They're all right. They're not the best though. Sorry, John. You say they're all right. They're all right.
Right. My mistake is.
A puddle.
My mistake is normally only have one of them. Like if I'm gonna have one, I have a few beers and then I might have one. And now I'm on the second one. I decided they're not that good. You know, it's a bit much. You go, oh fucking hell.
It's modelled on Catwee.
Look at that glass.
That
excellent.
That's from Paula. She sent me that at Christmas time.
It's lovely that.
Martin's
She's not bad, that Paula.
With some gin, we drank the gin, the slow gin. It was fucking amazing. Yeah,
that beer is piss.
Agreed, mate. Agreed.
No, it's all right. It's fine.
I don't care. You don't. As I quite often tell people, I might have an opinion. You don't have to care about it. Sorry, I was just filling that up actually. Yes, I was putting bantha milk, 45 milligram, in the billet box, which anyone who's ever had a billet box will know that you can destroy the O-rings, and once they start going, you're fucked. It'll just piss everywhere. I don't think you get no chance of seeing that. That is a fucked O-ring.
Where's that O-ring supposed to go?
At the bottom of the tank. It goes where you push the atomizer through, just here, like it like on the inside. Anyway, they get wrecked from putting in and out atomizer stuff. That one lasted 2 years. They got fucked. Anyway, the lovely Simon Sawyer sent me a new set, a repair kit this week. So I replaced the O-rings. It took about, I don't know, 2 minutes, and back up and running and brilliant.
He's all right. That's Simon.
Very nice.
St. Sawyer's of St. Sawyer.
Yeah, good lad.
He saw me asking where I could buy some O-rings, and he said, don't worry about that. And he sent them to me. Good man. So I've got 45 milligram bantha milk in the, by another brilliant Sunderlina, Jamie Hepburn.
Heifers.
Yes,
The
that's
Hepster.
fantastic. The Hepster. I have Cannoli B1 in the thermal effects mod.
Do you really?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, I was.
Is it just for show that you're saying that you've got that? All right. I mean, that does not categorically.
I mean, that is true. I could just put any fucking label I wanted on it. That is quite true. Yeah, but no, that actually
We'll
is. That.
choose to believe you.
And when you have that up really quickly, they look like hot dogs in buns. Is that definitely the?
That's a new flavour they're doing.
You're right. No, that is hot dogs in buns.
Hot dog flavoured water.
Much kind of fool us. You
An American mustard on it.
Yeah,
weird drinking mother fella.
hot dogs in buns. Last but by no means least, the Dwar 16, in which I have crack current at 45 milligram. This is the thing I vape most at the moment, like tank wise, is this little fucker. It is brilliant.
I see you using the stock tip too there, John.
I quite like it. The mic doesn't fit. It's slightly the Dwar aperture is fairly quite narrow, so I can't. Otherwise, I put mics on there because Abstract Mods is on the top. Going out for dinner with Mike and his missus tomorrow.
They are a tight fit, those blanks. They are. But if you sort of twist it in,
You couldn't on that one.
no.
No, it's not even close.
So does it, if you take the O-ring off, does it not fit at all with even without the O-ring?
No, it's metal to metal. It's not even close.
Yeah, it's the tank's fault.
It is the tax file. It's really narrow. It's not the only one. There's a few tips that don't fit. So I just stuck with a white one. But personally, what I think would look brilliant on it, but I've got it, but I don't know where the fuck it is, which is the Norbert. A tip from Norbert would look good on there. Wide bore stainless steel, but I haven't got one. That's that, isn't it? And we've everybody's done, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
We do have a small matter of proving we're live. If anyone has any great ideas.
Well, look in chat. Say something in chat. Next person.
Okay, so Schwartzy said in chat, good excuse to send it to Anthony Morris, then Trevor. Happy birthday to Ali Keegan. She's
Happy birthday,
in there.
Ali.
Yeah, that's today, isn't it? So.
And she said, absolutely, Matt, blown away with all the wishes, PMs, smudge profile pics causing everyone havoc. Lol. And Smudge's picture is in the thumbnail as well, Ali. So there you go.
Yeah, and Smudge's picture is in chat because Scotty Bogfoot has got. Oh
yeah, yes, yeah.
Up there.
Yeah, there we go.
That's quite funky.
Very cool. So we are live, we promise.
Yeah.
Can't think
That
of an
was
easier way.
fun last week.
John Martin, the saver tips fit really well.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I'll do that then. I've got some.
Buy a saver just so you can do that.
Just do that.
Everyone that's not a dwarf. Makes total sense. Yeah, so that's that. So, okay, we are live. Welcome to everyone in chat. Everyone's in there. Michael, Scotty, Matt, Trev, Derry, Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy's gone off chat, but he's listening apparently. Andrew, Schwarzy, Briggsy. Everyone's in there. So, happy days, happy days.
All the important people are in there.
Yeah, so who's first with the news, John?
Me. Was it last week? Week before last, we launched the Ideal Home Show raffle waffle for young Jay Hannon, who was running the London Marathon for Mind UK. Loads and loads of people gave us prizes. It was absolutely ridiculous. I can't remember, how was it? 50, James?
55 prizes.
55 prizes. We shut it last Friday at 4:00, I did a little bit of paperwork. James did the rest of it, and then did the call. Thanks, James. And yesterday, I took a screenshot earlier, so because there were two things. So, Jay, we helped aim it. We sent £3,005 to Jay, to Jay's Virgin Money sponsor page, and he and blew through his target. He was about £2,250 of his target, so gave him £3,000. He's well over it. And then two things happened. Somebody who won their prize didn't want it, so they auctioned it off on our page, and they put the money in as well.
Yeah, thanks, Keith.
And the next day, I got another donation of £10, which is absolutely fantastic. And then I'll keep him anonymous because I think you want me to have said his word he, but that's fine. Somebody asked the raffles over. I said, yeah, it was called yesterday, and they said, oh, okay, no worries. I just put a donation in your account. Would you mind sending it over to Jay? And one single person sent £250 over without wanting one ticket, because it was over the day before. They just wanted mine to have it, and they just wanted Jay to have it. He said his luck was in at the moment, and he was happy that it was going to a good cause. And that's
amazing. That's amazing.
You could have just waited.
Stupid.
But that pushed our total to £3,265 went to Mind last week, only from us. Jay's still got whatever fundraising Jay's going to do between now and the marathon as well. And on the day of the marathon, I'm sure, well, he's got the OMI army behind him wanting to win. And I just wanted another thing. Obviously, thanks for the prizes. That's what makes it. Thank you so much for buying the tickets and coming along on the bit of fun with us. And the other thing that I've never seen as many people do what they've done this week, which is they've posted up the pictures of the prizes they've received in the post. So many people forget to do that, and that causes the knock-on is that other people don't want to play them. They don't want to do the raffle because it doesn't seem real. But every single day this week, as prizes have been landing, people have been taking pictures of them and thanking the person who put it in the thing. And they've been on our Facebook page, www.facebook.com. It's the blue one, Ideal Home Show, and they're all scattered down there. And that means so much to me. I really enjoyed seeing people getting their prizes. And,
good stuff.
Thank you. Thanks for posting it. Thanks for buying the tickets, and thank you again for the prizes. Thank you, James, for helping me run the raffle. And it was, I'm more than proud of what was achieved.
Well done, everyone involved.
Yeah, isn't it lovely being part of this group? It's just,
it is. It's really nice that you direct something like that. I think it's incredible. I think it's amazing.
I do think our group is, in my opinion, the best group on Facebook. It hasn't been forced. It hasn't been pushed. Getting subscriptions and people on it. It's a slow progression of people, great people in it. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I saw. I'm not going to name them because I see it quite often. I've seen it in lots of. I'm not in a lot of hundreds of groups or anything. But I'm going to put a fuck it. I always get in trouble. I saw a purge the other day. They were saying a purge, inactive members. The purge.
What benefit is there of doing that?
I have no clue, but not only do I not have any clue of that, I'm sure you three will say exactly the same as me. I've had so many people walk up to me at events who've said, I don't really like writing anything, and I don't really like ticking stuff. I'm in the group, and I really, really enjoy it, and I read it every single day, but I'm just a bit shy, and I just wanted to say thanks. Yeah. I'll take that. I have no fucking interest in going sifted through.
I got no idea why anybody thinks if somebody doesn't post anything, it's no hassle for an admin.
Don't matter.
No. And I got loads of people at Fest like that.
Yeah, if it's a fake profile, fuck them off. I totally understand that. But there were loads of people. There was a guy who ran around Vape Fest, like really, really, really was. Just ticking us off his list. I know he'd already seen James, Richard, me, Brad wasn't there. There he was. Sorry, Brad. But he was literally ticking us off just to say thanks, and then off he fucked. I think he was there till about lunchtime, and he was running around trying to find Rick just to shake his hand. That's all he wanted to do. He doesn't write on the page. He just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, well, they're all welcome. You're all welcome here.
There'll be no purge.
Fucking
can't be asked. I'm not even sure I believe them purge posts. They're just like, oh, I need you to type X1.
I think it's just a please post something because nothing's going up sort of post.
Yeah, it's like a get chatting thing, isn't it?
I've never answered on one of those threads. I just don't give a fuck.
And you know, it's like, it is true. It's like, it's the same, even on massive groups, it's the same couple of dozen people who post, and the vast majority of people, some people then just like them posts, other people, they just read them and they're happy just to read them. It doesn't mean, I mean, you can see the engagement. If you're an admin on a group, there's loads of admin tools now. You see the engagement, you see people are seeing them. It's not a big deal. So knock your purges on the head. Knock your purges on the head.
Don't need it. Don't need it.
Who gives a shit?
Oh, I don't know what goes on in other groups, but from our point of view, we do bugger all as admins.
Oh, but we did at the beginning.
A little. It's not much though, is it? I mean, there's a lot of posts we delete.
Yeah, just a little bit of a correction, and sometimes just tell someone just to calm fucking down. But apart from that, yeah, we've got someone on post approval at the moment, which is just funny.
I enjoy it when people sign up just for the silly questions we got. I did another one the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, I like
egg salad.
I really, yeah. Anyway, but that's how we do Facebook. We went completely off on a tangent. Sorry, Rich. Vaping poorly.
Yes. So okay. So this week, as I've been saying, I've been going on about. I've been really ill. I've been really ill this week. This last sort of 7 or 8 days, something like that. And it was only yesterday I could sort of start vaping properly again. And it made me wonder. Because I did manage to not vape. Obviously, it was really annoying not being able to vape, but I did manage to not vape. I'm just wondering if is it a common thing? Has anyone got a workaround? What do they do to get by when they're ill? Or
I think there's only really been one time in the 6 years I've been vaping that I've had such a bad throat that I couldn't, but I still did.
Yeah,
sort of.
You just sort of persevered like a smoker.
Stronger juice. Yeah, I mean it wasn't. It's but no, I haven't found a work. There is no workaround. You got a sore throat. You don't really want to be inhaling things, do you?
I sort of, because I got that kayFUN, so I put like a really mild juice in there with a bit of extra nick, and I just sort of built it as least throat hitty as possible, and sort of did all that kind of stuff, and just so I had a little bit of something I could vape on, and then I was doing it very much mouth to lung, and all that sort of stuff, and so
you could just put a few drops of nicotine in a glass of squash.
Yeah, I was thinking I could just do that, something like that, lick some juice, just to get, because obviously I could feel the not having the nick, and it was a bit annoying. I don't know, James, have you ever been like ill and had to stop for a bit?
I've never. I think I've ever been that poorly that I've not been able to vape, and I've certainly. I don't remember ever like being so poorly that I missed nicotine. But I vape 2 milligram. It's like I'm not even sure how addicted to nicotine I really am anymore. Whether
how long have you gone without though?
Pardon?
How long have you gone without though?
Oh, I might go to bed for maybe 6 or 7 hours, or 6 or 7 hours.
Awake.
Never.
Try it experimentally. Don't have a vape till lunch. See if you're getting a bit agitated.
I don't think I want to do that though. I don't want to make us do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I would probably. I don't know what I would do. I would eat. I don't know what I must be. Freud could probably tell us what the.
It's the habit, isn't it, of having something in your hand and doing it, isn't it? That's one of the main addictive things about smoking and vaping.
I mean, don't get us wrong. I can leave the house and go, I've left me vape, and I'll not go. I need to go back for that, and I'll not go. And I'll not go into town and go. Well, I'll buy something while I'm down here, like I would with a packet of fags. If I, So certainly a week, hours and hours without a vape, and and I'm not bothered. Like I said, I'm not sure even how addicted to nicotine I am anymore.
John's very addicted to nicotine. So what about you, John?
Have you ever had to go through illness or whatever? Had to go for a long time?
Even when I've had, I remember when I've never. To be fair, touch wood. I'm very, very rarely ill, and so I've not been in 6 years that I wouldn't sort of smack my hand, have a sore throat or anything like that. So I wouldn't stop. And when I was a smoker, the times I was ill, I did the only. Nobody said it in chat. I was kind of waiting to see something. I remember I used to do this. I used to smoke Benson Hedges, but if I was ill, I'd smoke Consulate because
they're good for your throat, aren't they?
Menthol. So they've still got the nip.
Oh no, I found menthol was worse when I was ill.
Oh, not when I was sick. Oh, because they were fucking grim anyway. But I couldn't have a Super King hanging out of my mouth. So Consulate was I'm not fucking smoking a Mayfair or a Lambert Butler. So Consulate was the only thing that was fairly high end in the smoking world.
You're an elitist smoker then, John.
So none of us have a slick workaround other than actually just mainlining Nick.
I mean, I've heard a few people say that they love the likes of lemon crack and stuff like that. It's a really strong menthol when they're poorly. And I imagine if you were a bit congested, that kind of thing would help. But if you've got a sore throat,
because mine was a chest infection, I literally just couldn't have it in my chest.
It hasn't. People might say that it's helped them. I think it's a placebo effect because it tastes like lockets. I think vaping PG and VG dries you out. It's not good for you when you're ill.
Yeah.
Don't you think though?
It isn't.
I think it's undeniable for me. Just I know it's anecdotal between all of us, but do you find since you stopped smoking you're ill less often?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm in a lot. Like I don't seem to get colds.
I can't remember the last time I had a cold. To be honest, no.
I don't know. I'm in a high germ environment. Two young kids. My wife's a teacher.
Yeah.
I also go to the gym, which is like a cesspool of bacteria. So I'm heavily exposed all the time. So I don't know.
See, my wife works for the NHS, Mrs. John. There was a time, because it goes round. Gastric flu goes round hospitals like nothing on the planet. And there was a time where I had a job that if I caught gastric flu, I could seriously kill somebody who, in my work environment, because I work with old people.
Yeah, it makes you furious, doesn't it?
So I will admit, totally, I passed things to my wife with tongs for a couple of days, or I got her to back the fuck away so I could put it near her and then go away. But that included everything, like a sick bucket, because it's gastric flu. So like I would clear out sick buckets and stuff. That I don't care about that. And if I made her food, I'd put it on I'd get her back away, put it down, and then I'd go out of the way. And it's going to 15 years, the only time I've ever slept in separate beds. And I was like, no, I'm not getting that. There's no way I'm going to be throwing up. No.
Yeah, I think I'm the same as Rich. Plus I haven't really got anything to compare it to because I stopped smoking when Em was pregnant with the band. So I went from being a smoker to being a vapor with a child and germ factories. So I don't think I'm not ready. I think I am better.
We quit for the exact same reasons then, James.
It's a good reason on it. It's a damn good reason.
Yeah.
What, you quit because James's wife was pregnant?
Yeah.
Well, that's my reason. That's my reason as well.
That was Rick. You quit because James's wife was pregnant. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's quite the motivator. She really is quite the motivator.
Yes.
Yeah. I quit because I was 30. That was I quit. No, I quit. I was 31. But I thought no, do it to keep smoking.
Anyway, so that's that. So yeah, we've got no miracle advice, but
you could drink the juice.
Yeah.
To be fair, what's in a bottle of juice is pretty much just what's in cough medicine anyway.
Yeah, and if you wanted nick, you could actually other thing. You could just get a higher nick and rub it on your arm.
Yeah, just stick your finger in a bottle of 72 milligram. That'll sharp work.
I just want to vape. I just want to vape.
Probably drink 3 milligram. It'd be all right.
You'd only need as much as you.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's all quite complicated. I don't know the science on drinking. How much? What would be the equivalent to a heavy vape sesh?
Somebody live.
Have a little sip.
Live
A mil?
30 mil of 12, didn't they? Somebody on the show live did it to prove it won't do anything, and they were.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's it. That's what you do then.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, no. I've looked on Wikipedia. Wikipedia will give you some information about nicotine.
Next.
It's James.
Okay. This is just a little bit of an update. We've got some pics of this. I mentioned this a few weeks ago, start of the year. This is the much eagerly anticipated all titanium Titan from Hellfire Mods. We've got some more pics have just landed this week's on the Hellfire group. Are we looking at those yet?
Yes. The first picture is the 3 of them in a row.
Excellent. So you can see on this one, I mean, I mentioned before, this is an 18650. It's been confirmed to be an 18650. I don't know whether I said before I wasn't sure about the size because I had very little information. This is confirmed to be an 18650. We thought it was going to be a DNA 75C. It definitely is that. It's full titanium. Dimensions are going to be 75 by 42 by 24. And you can see it's quite fancy looking at it. We've got a few different.
Lovely, isn't it? It's very nice.
It's all been beautifully engraved and
it's very small, isn't it? They've really got that. That's as small as it could be, isn't it?
Oh, not. I don't think you can get. I mean, I think the thing is with titanium, you can make them because it would have been super duper strong. You can make the walls a little bit thinner than normally would be. And with it being titanium, it is going to be a lightweight. That's the thing with the Hellfire mods. They are often quite heavyweight because there's lots of stainless steel in there. And brilliant. Don't get us wrong. I love them. But you put one in your pocket. You absolutely know you've got it in your pocket. This is going to be a different kettle of fish, I think.
Have we got a price yet for it?
We have not got a price yet. It's not going to be cheap. It's full titanium. It's not
titanium.
That's what I was going to say. I'm looking at the second picture. That's why I said it's gorgeous, so small. They couldn't even make the fire button much bigger than the menu buttons.
Let me also pull up that second picture, see what we're looking at.
The second picture really shows it in the wild. It looks really nice.
It's Christian, and I love the engraving. I can tell you this much though. This is also some new information. When they do become available, they are not going to be lists. Previously, Hellfire will run lists, big lists, fulfill every. Now, I'm not saying everybody who wants one won't be able to get one, but there's going to be a little bit of an unusual way it's going to be done. There's going to be different games and stuff in the Hellfire group to be able to win yourself one, to be able to buy one sort of thing. They're all going to be serialised, I can tell you that much as well. So that's how limited they're going to be. They're going to be individually serialised and numbered.
Can't put a price on suddenly becoming cool, though.
Do people... I was just wondering, though, there was a kind of a weird illusion that... don't worry, I'm going to save it. It sounds like I'm going to jump down a rabbit hole, but I'm not, don't worry. I was just... A lot of people think that titanium... It is expensive, but it's relative to stainless steel. But that isn't why it's expensive in a mod or an atomizer. It's expensive because of the tooling. It is so fucking hard.
Strong and hard. Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough to machine stainless.
Yeah, but
a decent grade of stainless, especially.
But titanium.
So they're definitely doing 100 to start with. Is that what they said?
No. I've not heard 100. I've heard. There will not be lists, and there will be so many. Pretty much everybody who wants one should be able to get one, but you're not going to get one in a traditional manner. I get the feeling these take much longer to make because of the full engraving, because it's titanium. The cons. I mean, Darren's workshop is unbelievable. But even I think running a full pelt, this is going to be a slow process. They're going to be coming out slowly. I've not heard the number. I've not heard anybody say 100. They are coming reasonably soon. These are still all prototypes, but I think it's pretty much the finished product. I like it. I like it a lot. But you can see, look at it, there's a lot of work in there. It's all titanium. It's all engraved. Blah 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 blah. I'm just repeating myself.
Hellfire, it's the price. Yeah, but I don't know problem with it. We know it'll be good. We just know it will. And there's a few people guessing the price. I think that is about on. But
what are people saying, John?
Go 450 to 600.
Yeah, I reckon you'd be looking at that as well.
It's gonna be the top end of that. It's gonna be the top.
Quite like Trevor Larkins. Just looked down and made me laugh. He said £600 plus the cost of a divorce. Got it.
Yeah, I think you're looking at probably 650, something like that. I think it would be my estimate. 550.
I'll give somebody something. Somebody's made a comment. Actually, this was what I was trying to get round, so it's quite funny. DNNS84. He's made a point, but I'm going to knock it apart. It says here, serialized, says fuck all. Got a dot squonk from China with a serial on the mod and the card in the box. But when we're talking about really hard materials, that changes. That the serial can make a difference on the tooling. On the variants of difference, but minor. But how sharp the tool is going to make a big difference. Like across that, that's what serials are for, really. Not for die cast. Who gives a fuck? It don't make any difference. But when it comes to doing CNC, it does make a difference.
Yeah, we've got to be all individually programmed as well. I like it. I think it's going to be yes. I probably won't buy one, but I'll admire them from afar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You need more money than sense. But there's no shortage of that in vaping, so all good. It looks fantastic.
Rich, is this back to you again?
Is it already? How's that work out in ordering?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's back to you.
Okay, what is it?
Most anticipated vape thing.
Oh yeah, so that's a very hotly anticipated vape thing. The kayFUN Lite is out tonight in a way. Apparently,
yes.
Creme de Vape will have it live to buy at 11 p.m. tonight. Apparently, I think, or something like that.
Yep.
But it's quite hotly anticipated, and that's been the flavour of the week, hasn't it? And it made me think. What in your personal vaping journeys has been your most anticipated thing, your most eagerly excited thing, or something that you F5 for, or got on a list for, or you just couldn't wait to get hold of, or anything like that?
Okay, let me just shoot right in there, because since we're talking about kayFUNs, I loved kayFUNs. I adored the kayFUN Lite. I loved the 3.1 even more than that. I thought the 3.1 was an amazing vape. And then when the kayFUN 4 came out, that for me was probably because it's all fine and dandy, F5 and following lists and blah 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 blah. But the kayFUN 4 was something that was going to be readily available, and I thought Svemestro did a brilliant job of kind of building up the hype and showing you little sneaky pics, and you could see there was they were showing you little bits of the logo was on the SS tank and all that sort of stuff, and that for me was probably the most eagerly anticipated and then biggest letdown.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
It's a shocker, wasn't it?
What was it? Yeah, I mean, when they eventually went, and it's coming tomorrow or whatever, and here's the expanded view, and you went, there is what have you done with all of these? What is all of these parts here? And not just that, they went from being the kayFUN Lite, which was affordable at £70 or whatever it was, or
60, 65, something like that.
It was totally affordable for most people, you know.
And really well finished for the money. It was ridiculously well.
And you're still seeing them now. I mean, we'll spoke about this in
they baffled the fucking airflow for 60 quid. They baffled it.
Critters, absolutely critters. So that for me. I remember the build up to that and thinking, and like I say, loving kayFUNs, loving the 3.1, having a 3.1, having a Lite, having a Lite Plus, and being just super excited for the 4. You know, they're going to be bringing juice control, blah blah blah, losing the bottom fill, all that sort of stuff, and then just being, oh Jesus, what is all of them? What is? I don't want a million pots. I don't want a million. I don't want that. Don't do that. And then the price was like 130 quid. I was like, you back to old prices. You back to kayFUN 3.1 prices, and But you're mass producing them now. Why have you gone backwards? That's me. Who's next?
I got one.
Go on then.
Yeah. We spoke about this gentleman last week in their company. Not last week, week before, and that was Vapeware Mods with the next gen. When the next gen first came out,
yeah.
I was waiting. I was there. I was 3, 2, 1, and I got it. And weirdly, because I got talking to Greg after that, and then that was back when I was admin of SB. The second one came out, the Mini, and Greg sent me. I was all ready to do it again because they were fucking fantastic things. And I got Greg sent me a PM. I've never spoken to Greg before, and he said, "Oh, for all the promotion you did of the Atomizer, the last one, you're on the preferred list of 20. So you can have yours the day before. If you're interested, you can buy one now." It's like, fuck yeah! And then I think I instantly PM'd Damien. I was like, "When are you getting yours?" And he went, "Thursday." I went, "Already in my fucking hand, mate." Yeah. So it was that. Yeah. So for me, Vapeware Mods. Yeah, I'm so up for it. Couldn't wait.
I don't know if I've ever been that eager to get something. But there is one thing that I did. I can only think of one thing that I sat there pressing the F5 button, and that was for my Darwin Mods Evolver.
Yeah, yep.
He had two. He'd finished making them. It was the last two he had, and I managed to snag a cracker of a mod. Here it is. Yeah, so I managed to get one of those off of Eddie, the Darwin Evolver.
Yeah, stunning.
The last two or three he had. So.
I wish he'd done a parallel one.
Yeah, it just makes it more work though. It wouldn't be the same. It'd be bigger.
Yeah, and it was already a beast to make anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that. I remember you quite excited about the Haku coming as well.
Yeah, no, and that's getting its use now. I'm using that every day, probably the most actually, just because it's got my black currant, my favourite juice in there.
Yeah.
What's yours, Richard?
So I really got. There's been a few over the time. I really got into E-Phoenix and the Hurricanes, and I had the Hurricane 1.2, I think, bizarrely. And everyone had the 1.3, and I got really into those. And then the Junior came out, and a lot of people very quickly dismissed the Junior, and they said it's too airy, it's a complete change of vape. I'm not raving. He wasn't raving about it, and so that one slid past me. And I got one cheap, like 2 months late, 3 months late, and I loved it. It was like, the Hurricane Junior is what the larger airflow Saver is based on, really. In terms of vape style, and I absolutely loved the Hurricane Junior. But then for quite a long time, the Hurricane V2 was sort of being talked up, and it was going to have all these things. It was going to come with a bell cap, 2 completely different styles available in one thing, and so the Hurricane 2 was quite hotly anticipated, and I managed to get one for review like 2 or 3 weeks early. And so that I remember being very excited about that.
Wasn't the spares really bad with Hurricanes?
The tank didn't work very well in its native form. I mean, in truth, and ultimately, what I did and what most people did was actually stripped it down to the tank and made it into a Hurricane Junior. So all that excitement, all that build up, basically just bought another Hurricane Junior, which you could have had for months before that. So, but yeah, I remember being really excited about that.
Cool. I have just thought of another one. When Gary Dibley was doing tips. We was on that on that board. Yeah,
I did a different. I thought I've told
it like
story.
Sunday morning, Sunday night, or
Sunday evening. Sunday evening.
Yeah.
It was on a night. 9 o'clock or something at night. But then they wouldn't go live till 10. People were like being furious and
what's going on?
Yeah,
I did I've told the story before. I'll tell it again. The reason that me and Gary know each other is because we became friends over drip tips because he was doing a charity auction on a Sunday night rather than doing a release. Oh it was on Leicester Vapors or something, and it was to send a kid to Disneyland. And he put up one drip tip, and he said, "Okay, what's the opening bid?" And I said, "I don't know what it was at the time." I said oh, 50 quid. And then he went, and then nobody bid. And I thought, oh, you bellend. You fucking fucked it up. So then I put 55. And Gary said, no, you're the 50 quid. And I went, whoa. If we're going to argue about it, 60. And he went, no, nobody else is. No, mate, nobody else is. I went, what? To make it shitty, 65. 70. And it went, I basically bid against myself to 100 quid or something. and then had to explain in PM that I was just joking. And I knew I was the only person, but I thought I fucked it up because you
were like, Gary, I'm a knob.
Yeah, basically. He sent me 3 drip tips. He felt so bad that he didn't want to charge 100 quid for 1 drip tip, so he sent me 3, and I didn't want any of them. Bless Gary. So every time I saw somebody who was after one of the tips, the big tips,
the big vases,
I gave it away. So I had so I had 3, and I had given them all away within 2 weeks. It was that thing. It's really nice. I couldn't lose really.
It got so competitive. People used to buy them, and then on the Tuesday or Wednesday when they got them, there'd be a picture of it in their hand, and they go, "Oh yeah, what's that going on then?" And he goes, "Oh no, it doesn't suit anything I've got now, but I just really wanted to have it, and one day it'll be perfect for something." I was like, "All right, okay." Yeah, he's got it.
I think that was Scott Bonner's fault. I'm sure that was Bonner.
Yeah, I was going to say the first person I ever saw was Bonner.
And Paulie, do you remember?
Paulie
Meatballs, the guy who used to do the slideshow. He used to always have him in the slideshows as well, and he went on to Vince's after, I think. Yeah. But yes, last one as well, the Velocity V2 that I've still got.
Oh yes.
That was crazy because it got to a point where no one was trading, no one was selling a V1. You couldn't get a V1.
Do you know what? I even forgot I had one. I must have I think I put it in a charity thing.
I've got to say, I'm
actually
only
way to get one, and everyone went nuts.
I've been very lucky because when I bought the Velocity 1, it was one of the last ones available. I think I got it from Germany in the end. But one of the Omis saw that I liked the Velocity, and he actually sent me a Velocity V2, and I've still got it up there, waiting to be used. And yes, that's a little story there.
Do you know what?
I have never owned a Velocity in either of
Big
its.
for you.
And yet the look, great. I love that Canadian Terrence and Phillip look. I think it's ace. I think it's absolutely. But the massive, they're absolutely massive.
It was a cracking. We had
deep at the time. Very.
Do you know what somebody just said in chat? Daily Walker in chat just said, I've still got the Hurricane that I won on the first ever Ideal Home Show raffle off me, and I forgot I even owned one. I was like, oh, just when you talked about Hurricane, I was like, yeah. And then I thought, oh yeah, no, I did. Because I think it's the show, but we've been doing it that long. I don't sell I've probably sold about 3 things in 2 years. Generally, when something's coming up, like one of the things, you just think, oh, I'll get it raffled. Fuck it, I don't want it. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm the same. I seem to hoard. I say I don't actually give much away of the stuff I've got. A lot of it's junk, but I like collecting tubes.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. Mark Dolan messaged me to say, messaged me a picture of himself in the bath, obviously, but he included the fact that Chandler, in fact, works for him, and that it was straight from them. It wasn't.
My juice?
Yes, it wasn't.
Oh, cheers, Mark.
It was.
I thought Ian said he'd tried them.
No.
And, okay.
It's straight from him. He might have tried them, but they're not dried. No. Not those ones.
Sorry. Next. What's next?
Oh, it's James with 67. James.
Oh yes. I've been speaking to rappers this evening.
Rappers.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said rappers.
And
hang on. John Malcolm just reminded me. I gave him an abstract mod.
He did.
So I do give something away.
Generous man, Rick. You're a generous man. Okay, yes. Rappers, yes. 67 mod and Stimpy Vapors. Been speaking to Raphael this evening, and I've got good news and bad news. Especially bad news for Rich, who was incredibly. Speaking.
And I gave away a G-Pov as well. Sorry, James.
Yes, you're a generous man, Rick West. We all know you're a generous man. Yes, So I'll find Andy first time, but now getting a bit sarcastic there. Okay, so yes, good news and bad news. That's what I'm starting again. Good news and bad news from the horny Bulgarian Raphael, and that is the bad news. Bad news is the BIS. The BIS has been cancelled.
Yeah, that was the side-by-side jobby, wasn't it?
That was the side-by. And I know you were really quite excited about that, Rich. I know you love the idea.
Yeah, I did.
But we have got a reason. It wasn't. The mod was a bit too small, and there was going to be issues with covering nowhere to put your hands and kind of covering the airflow and that sort of thing. And he's forced us to use this analogy, which was that it would be a bit like a big-breasted blonde with a dick. He insisted that that was before I would speak with.
I know what he means.
So the business card. However, we've got some photos. We've shot some pics of the.
So that one's not happening because it was going to be too tricky with the airflow in and out when the tank was in, and getting the tank in and out was going to be tricky as well.
It was and he was concerned that it wasn't going to be all it was.
It's always been a tricky design to do. No one's really ever nailed it, have they?
No, even on the microstick, it was a bastard.
Yeah,
it was.
Right. So I'll put the first picture up, James.
Thank you very much. Okay, so what we're looking at here is some renders of his new. This was an idea from probably a couple of months ago, using the DNA Go board, but it was shelved because he wasn't happy about with the actual board itself. I wasn't sure whether it was going to be suitable. For purpose. However, after I spoke to him for quite a while before the show, and after lots and lots of testing, and talking, he's decided to kind of to bring it back. And this is the what we're calling it. We're calling it I can't remember what it's called. The Neo Go. This is an 18350 mod with the Xenia Go board in there, chipset board in there. It is first run is going to be approximately 100 units. Going to be made of aluminium. Got the Xenia Go board in there, 18350 with the possibility of an 18650 later on down the line. If this one is
I like the dinkiness. I'd have an 18350. That's
going to be tiny. Now the prototype is looking at going to be. He's getting the prototypes done right now, and they're going to be probably 24 millimeter. However, he's looking at trying to get that down to 22 millimeter for the production version, because obviously a lot of tanks are 22 millimeters. Height wise, we're looking at 55 millimeters high. 55
crazy,
which is about the same sort of size as a tube mech, like a 18350 small tube mech.
An inch shorter than an 18650.
It's small. It's
going to be lovely size. That
going to be great. And now, obviously, he's got the DNA Go board. There's lots of restrictions in the DNA Go board because it's 30 watts max. You've got the little booster sort of thing there. A lot of things have got to be done via, if you want to make any adjustments to it, really, other than the low, medium, high, it's got to be done via the Evolve software. But I think it's absolutely cushy. I think it's a brilliant idea. I love that board in the Orion. I think it's a great little board. It's teeny tiny. You can see this is going to be changed. It's a regular. It's a minuscule, and you know how fashionable 18350s are at the minute. 18350 tube mechs, they don't really suit me. However, an 18350 with a DNA Go board in there suit me down to the ground. Pop it in your pocket, bish bash bosh. I think it's exciting. I can't wait to see the prototypes. Can't wait to see the production thing, the full thing under production. That's it. That's probably me exciting news for this week, I think.
They are probably the most exciting manufacturer at the moment.
Isn't he? He's really pushing.
He's on trend. It's all really exciting stuff. The fact that using the Go board, like nothing really has adapted the Go board since the Orion, has it? Not that kind of
so. I don't think so. I know
they're really exciting at the moment. They're going to have a great year if they carry on with this.
Yeah.
Mark Seaton was doing some testing on the Go board, but not as a production thing. Just he was trying to make a little mod with his out of the Orion. So for a full production DNA Go sort of tube mech sized regulated teeny I think it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I'm really looking forward to seeing
notes, UK modding scene.
Yeah.
Do it. There's no.
Yeah, I mean, what's good about this is he's got that board. He's got a tiny battery there, but it isn't massively bigger diameter wise having that board in there, is it?
No, I like the fact
it'll help with ergonomics. To be honest with you, Rick, I think it's more hand friendly having that little extra bit on that.
I agree. I take that. That for me is the perfect pub mod for me. That I'd take out with a couple of 18350s in my pocket.
It's like a mini ZNA. Do you remember them?
Yes.
Oh, I love the ZNA.
It was gorgeous and it was so shit at the same time.
That was partly DNA 30 as well, though. That wasn't a great.
It was DNA 30, and it was so ropey. You know, there was such a voltage drop on all the threads,
and it was so plastically. It's like metal on plastic. Bosh.
It was a weird thing, and the extension on the tube, because it was 18490, but the extension made it just the worst looking.
It totally spoiled it, didn't it? Totally spoiled it, and yet. Probably if that was to be reinvented in an 18350 with the new 18350s we've got, that would probably be awesome.
And lose that Zen.
Do that, like for instance, you Raphael, yeah, you did that.
Lose that shitty connection. You know, the one on the 510. It was unbelievably bad because it was like a double. There was basically between the battery and your atomizer, it was like 3 shitty connections. So
yeah,
it didn't work.
And it was copper and brass, and it dulled them. I know. But what a sexy looking mod. And that fire button was beautiful to use.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Odeon lines. Very nice. I'm gonna go on my. I don't know if you can put it's up to you. You need to put the headline in the middle, which is up to you.
You get talking, and I'll sort of add it in.
So it just says new. The one that says new study.
Yep. No worries.
So this was from reason.com. It's going to be, if you're one of those people who get shit bored whenever everybody talks about science, you're about to get shit bored. But I'm going to do it as fast as I can. A new study casts doubt on the claim that vaping causes smoking. A recent study confirms that teenagers who try e-cigarettes are more likely than those who don't to subsequently try conventional cigarettes, which is consistent with the hypothesis that vaping is a gateway to smoking.
This is the GQ thing, isn't it, John?
No.
Before that. Carry on.
But this association is also consistent with the hypothesis that pre-existing differences make some teenagers more likely to experiment with both products, and a closer look at the data casts doubt on the idea that vaping causes smoking. So there's only 2 paragraphs I'm going to do. It's quite small. The study reported last month. This is really important because this is all to do with the dual thing that's happening in the States at the moment. Kids are going to start smoking. The study reported last month in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute is based on the population assessment of tobacco and health, which includes a sample of 12,000 12 to 17-year-olds. Among the students who in 2013-14 had never smoked a cigarette, the ones who had experimented with an electronic nicotine delivery system, ENDS, that's what they called it, were 3 times as likely as those who hadn't to have smoked a cigarette by the time of the next survey in 2014-15. The researchers conclude that ENDS use predicts future cigarette smoking. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Okay. I'm going to do this. Okay. Sorry, Richard talks to him, but nobody else can hear it. Notable, however, ENDS use is in the first survey was not associated with subsequent smoking. That suggests the overall correlation does not reflect regular vapers who move on to smoking after getting hooked to nicotine. To the contrary, it looks like the more frequent ENDS, users tend to stick with e-cigarettes. As Boston University public health professor Michael Siegel notes in his tobacco policy blog, this finding is consistent with the hypothesis that youth who try e-cigarettes do not particularly enjoy them, such that they become a regular user, are the ones that are more likely to try smoking. But the youth who actually become vapors are not any more likely to try a real cigarette. So it was, they weren't actually surveying vapors, they were surveying people who tried vaping and tried smoking.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. It does just, that study has been noted so much in the last few months. It was in the Daily Mail, it's been in the Daily Mirror, it's been in the New Yorker.
It's one of those things that common sense, we know. There's just, imagine vaping for a year and then starting smoking. You just couldn't physically do it. We know that, but these things need some kind of science behind it, don't they? They need some kind of
but it's
study.
great to watch to see it taken apart by its own findings. I think is really interesting to say, you're completely right, totally with your figures, but you've read them wrong. That's not what's happening, and I think that is really important. I know it's a bit boring, it's a bit sciencey, but that's why I didn't talk about flux. Fuck off. I think we're on to. Is it me again? Fuck me, nobody wants to hear me again. Fuck, it is.
This is the GQ thing.
GQ. Right, I need my own phone to read this. GQ. Go with. I don't know if you tell me the slides. Because I don't fucking know. So
you just work your way through it, and I'll just highlight the screens. So
British GQ. No one gives a fuck what they think about anything, unless you're in the dentist waiting room and the magazine is 5 years old. So 5 years' time, you're probably going to read this. They did like a little thing on vaping, in case you gave a fuck what they think, which is really, to me, is quite bizarre. What are the harms of e-cigarettes? That was their question, subheadline. Now, we can't argue that e-cigarettes are more harmful than smoking tobacco, because it's not true. Yet, that doesn't mean there's not still harm. You see, while, yes, the toxic and harmful tar and carbon monoxide are absent from the e-cigarettes, the nicotine remains. Nicotine, a parasympathetic stimulant, causes increases in your blood pressure and heart rate for the time it's in your system. They don't obviously have that. This increases your risk of a heart attack if you were already going to have a heart attack in certain groups of people who are already going to have a heart attack. Plus, nicotine is addictive, totally true. It's why people find quitting smoking so hard, and precisely the reason we use progressively lower doses of NRT to support stopping. That's absolutely not true. It's definitely to keep you hooked and to keep you. If you lower it, NRT patches and gum, you will just eat or consume more of the products. They're not stupid. That's exactly what it does. Some of the super strength e-cigarette cartridges. This is British GQ, so there is no super strength because the highest strength you can get is 20. Actually supply more nicotine than tobacco cigarettes. And then it says, brilliantly, and it says, some of the super strength e-cigarette cartridges actually supply more nicotine than tobacco cigarettes. They added this. Ironic. No idea. I don't see any irony in that, because you could just bite the filter off a cigarette and spit it on the floor and then smoke it. There'd be a lot more nicotine in that. I've already found this incredibly boring, so I'm going to just skip all the way through this.
So their summary.
I'll go for the GQ opinion. Yeah. What's your opinion? From the information we currently have, e-cigarettes are far healthier than smoking tobacco. Absolutely true. Therefore, a switch to an e-cigarette for those who don't want to try NRT, so people who actually want to quit, not the 1 in 20 people who managed to quit, even though they wanted to quit because they tried NRT. Their actual figures will remove 95% of the risk that comes from tobacco smoking. No. At its worst, it's 95% better. Again, a misused statistic. If you are a non-smoker, don't even go near an e-cigarette. Even don't go near it, because British GQ have told you that. All you do is open the nicotine need door. We all know about the nicotine need door.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time. Whatever your position, go and have a chat with your GP about it. or visit the NHS smoke-free website for more information on Smith, Lyon, Gallagher, and Johnson & Johnson's products. They don't work. They're all there. Knock yourself out. No one since 1992 has given two fucks about British GQ's opinion on anything, and I still am in that camp firmly.
I think that's fair enough, though. I think that, you
You
know,
get it off a website anyway, don't they? Doctors these days.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
I
well,
think,
shit.
but it's not a bad summation, is it? They've not.
I think it's bad. There is a bit that I skipped. I couldn't be asked to get to, which there's a claim in there about because of the sweeteners, which I don't really understand that in e-cigarettes. It's quite weird because
Yeah,
they're the
popcorn lung and that.
same.
Not want none of
Yeah,
that
they
popcorn
kind of-
lung. That's never happened.
Yeah, there's lots of bullshit assessments like that, and I think they do a really clever edge around that. People who are susceptible could, if you increase your heart rate, you could die. If somebody pops a paper bag behind you and your artery's nearly shut, don't worry about it. That'll do it. You don't need a jewel. You'll be fucking dead. But they don't write warning heart attack on the bag. Don't bang it.
Well, there's no warning on prostitutes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, there is the heart rate.
Well, if you get a good one, they might really get your heart rate going.
Yeah.
How the
oh,
fuck
God,
am I the
all
next person
time.
as well?
You can never tell on the card really what they look like.
I can't.
Eighth biggest killers. Heart
If I'm
conditions,
going
middle-aged
into
blokes.
boring news. Oh, there's no other news between my news, so I've got to do the last one as well.
Who ordered this shit?
That wasn't me. Let's go for the last slide. The EU Commissioner for Wealth and Bollocks. It's not really health and something. Sorry, I wasn't lined up because.
It's an amazing image, this, John.
Is it really bad?
Is it Planet of the Old...
Oh, Planet of the Vapes. Yeah, I did kind of. I just shot the whole thing because I thought I knew it. Somebody said, who's it? Phil Reeve sent it to me today. So I thought, oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. It's really whoop.
Sorry.
European Commissioner slammed is what it says on POTV. Euroactive refers to itself as a think and do tank arranging events and a newsletter to promote dialogue between media and professionals, health experts, and EU stakeholders. During a recent event, I know really how to say this, Ventus Andrietus, the EU Commissioner for Health and Food Safety, called electronic cigarettes poison. Dr. Konstantinos, who we all know about, who's been a champion of
Dr.
e-cigarettes,
Vasilianos.
Vasilianos
has taken issue with this outburst. Last year, this health and penises minister said, is it good for health to smoke e-cigarettes? Who would advocate this is very good for health? If they use it as a cessation method, then one can be under the scrutiny of medical doctors. They know how to help. Not to do it yourself. Yeah, I can't remember. He's basically Bellend. He said, well,
he's one of these Euro
Bellend
politicians, isn't he? You know, they're very money orientated, aren't they?
They're lobbied.
They are lobbied. And what his basic point is, he said, if smoking is poison and vaping is less poison, you're still poisoning yourself.
True.
I will say he's a little bit of a chubby fucker. So if food is fucking poison, then you're doing the same to yourself, you little fat fucker.
The thing is, when are they going to take it seriously that, you know, in the 10 years, say, that vaping has been going,
no one's ever
no
done
one
it.
has died from vaping.
No.
Apart from that fellow, it wasn't even vaping.
Apart from that fellow who cut his own.
Yeah, but it wasn't because of vaping, was it?
It'll all be sorted when we leave the EU. All these scumbags. It's
I don't know what
just a mafia, isn't it? Just the mafia.
It is just total shit. But you
Euro
do just think,
mafia, Euro trash. Can't wait to get shut of these guys. And then we'll be a strong nation again, voting on our own laws.
Somebody take the cow.
This is live trolling, isn't it?
a lot of people have got really confused with that though. Just on a serious thing, I've had a few people who are lovely who have sent me PM saying, do you think it's all going to be over when we go out of Europe? And you go, no, we already signed to say that we adopted all their laws. You've got to revoke them.
Yeah, I mean, it can change down the line, but nothing's going to happen like that, is it?
No, nothing's going to happen very quickly.
We don't go day one, yeah, we can have...
They've got enough shit to sort out if we do.
We can have straight bananas again.
They're not going to worry about vaping for a while.
The EU's it.
Stop. We said no Brexit stuff. We said no.
But I'll leave you with this. The EU is the political version of FIFA, and it's corrupt to its core.
I don't even know what that means. I don't know if FIFA's a game.
And we should definitely leave or not leave.
One or the other, definitely.
Yeah, I've always said that.
Yeah.
And that's what I put on my vote paper.
I wrote it out.
One or the other, definitely. I just said that.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Ticked them both.
One of those two choices.
Definitely one of these. Yeah, no, that's what I did. I think we're on to Triumph Bar. I'm so sorry that all mine stacked up on top of each other. I didn't even notice when I was putting them in, and you're probably all asleep.
It's all right. It's all good. It's good to talk about the EU.
I thought that was something. That was a great quote Nick Smith has put in chat. E-cigarettes are still tobacco, is what he said. They're not. Are they? Wait.
No, I'm not.
No. They're not. Fair enough, mate. Get what you mean, but no, you're wrong.
Okay, so let's pull up the old slideshow. We're looking firstly at a doll.
Lovely. Let's just remind people. Try a Bar. It's things that remind you of vaping, but that aren't really vaping at all. So this all started when somebody once spotted something and I thought that reminds us of vaping. It wasn't really actually vaping at all.
My wife checks these ones. If somebody does one for me, they check. She checks. And I went like that. I showed her the doll, and she went, no.
Yeah, it is a bit like you. It's a bit like you.
Take a picture of John in a chair and put it in.
Have you put it up yet? Have you put it up, Richard?
Yeah.
This is a cross between John and Gary Glitter.
It's a bit like a chubby John. It is a bit like a chubby John.
John. All right.
If John was to get a cushy job like on Antiques Roadshow or something like that, I think this is exactly how John would look in the next 5 or 10 years.
If John did children's TV, this is what he'd look like.
Yeah. A few people said look more like Simon Sawyer. I kind of got what they meant. It's just, but yeah, okay. Whatever. It's me.
Who sent that one?
Andy Wilson.
So we're now looking at a coach going to work.
Oh, Bob Clark. I didn't really get this one. I didn't really get this one at all. I mean, it's reasonably humorous. Dolly Parton gets a job bus driver and it's walking 9 to 5.
That's quite funny, yeah.
It is.
I got it.
Yeah, but how is it a Travava?
It's not a Travava, though.
It reminded him of John, I think, for some reason.
What?
John.
Everything comes back to John.
Oh, I think I did a dub smash.
Dub smash, yeah. I think you might have did a dub smash, John. I think you did that.
I do like smashing dubs.
We're now looking at Evian, which is naive backwards.
Dave Caton.
Yeah, this is from Dave. 12 atomizers. This is a facial spray of Evian. Evian, just squirt that in my face there because I'm feeling a bit dry or whatever. I don't know.
If you've got a dry face, yeah.
Yeah, from Dave probably. Another one. This is from Dave Groves. This is a job. This is
just a Facebooky thing.
Yeah.
I assume this is a 5 heads joke again.
It is. There's a fella's got
a fucking day. Fuck off. Talk about fucking.
When were you in Birmingham, John?
Don't throw stones if you live in a fucking glass house.
That fella has got a massive canister. He hasn't got. I don't think it's necessarily a big 5 head. It's more just enormous cranium swelling there.
I think he definitely comes from High Barnet.
I thought that was cruel, to be honest with you, Dave Groves. Next one is from Terry Murphy. Terry Murphy.
Oh, that's a good one.
After the show, say Dave Groves, because I'll tell you the funniest joke I ever said today. Sorry.
Okay.
That's a great one. It looks like this.
What is it really?
We can't see.
A fuel filter.
Is it a filter? Yeah, excellent.
It's a low profile Napa 4003 Wix 24.
Oh, fuel filter.
That's a fuel filter, yeah.
I like Derry's. It's coming up. It's good.
Fair play.
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
Yeah, this orange one. Are we on the orange light?
Oh yeah.
That's a squonker for sure. Look at it. It's great.
Great.
That's an absolute crack. I think he probably wins Travavar of the Week.
It was amazing. Yeah. Well chuffed for that.
Yeah.
Really good. One more from Derry. One more.
That's good. I like it. I don't know what it's supposed to. It could be a drip tip, but
Atomizer.
It'd get gungy, wouldn't it?
Well, it's got knurling on it.
It's a bit like a 510 tightening piece.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a bit in it. Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Not bad.
Oh, now looking. Oh,
Oh, hang on.
we're looking.
That's a Hellfire picture.
That reminds
Oh, yeah. That's a throwback to the earlier. Remember that's
Okay.
the old titanium. Okay, next one. Glen Voodoo Travers.
Yeah, some sort of transparent cog.
Yeah, this is reachy. It's so like he thought it was a giant pod refill or something like that.
Oh, that's okay. I
fair
quite
play.
get what he is. Get what he's
Oh, it
getting.
does look a bit like the top of that Orion cheap one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a pod-based system. Next one is it's from me.
It's a good one.
Live and
You know what?
silent.
I saw this when I was like,
To be fair, my nan had assemblage, and she took some medication. It went straight away.
Assemblage.
that's the bit of assemblage. Assemblage.
Yeah, the cute assemblage. Yeah.
What is it, James?
It's a modular. It's like a speakery system thing.
Right.
I think it's a bit like like an Alexa type jobby.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, but you have to shout assemblage.
Assemblage. Assemblage.
Assemblage.
Assemblage. Play
Some
such and such from Spotify.
Assemblage. What is the recipe for sauerkraut? We're looking at Back to the Past.
Yeah. This is James Benson. I think this is because it's got
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott in it, who is a famous actor and has got the best moustache in the business.
Yeah, he's quite well known on what's it called? On UKS. He's like a mild-mannered. He's like a little special needs kid. He looks like
Yeah, Sam Elliott. That's from Benson. Jim Story's next one.
I think we've seen that. I mean, it's Anakin, but I think we've seen it.
I'm not sure whether we've seen that particular one or something very similar because there was a few minigun style.
Yeah.
Next one's from John Fripp.
Oh, it looks
Didn't
like an
even get
orange.
it.
I didn't get this either.
No, me neither.
Cheers, John.
What's he on about?
Do you know what? In John Fripp we trust.
Yeah. And he saw it. It reminded me of vaping, and now it's on the shore.
Yeah. We're now looking at a sign that says Blythe on.
We nearly
yes.
crashed.
This is the one where John endangered the life of him and his driver.
I will take what you say. My darling wife, we're driving along, and I went, and she said, "Oh, Blythe Hotel," and then I went, "Oh, Triumph Tower," and I got the phone out, and she braked and went, "Quick, take the picture." Like now is important. Quick.
They're my favourite type of tribe.
Yeah, in the wild.
Yeah, puts their own life in danger or somebody else. To take a photo.
Evil genius.
We had a few weeks ago when it was just of the bin. I'm stopping here. I'm just taking a photo of this bin.
Yeah.
I love them. I love them. They're my favourite. Next one is Keith Jones.
It does
Evil
remind me
genius,
of
which is Nigel Moxon to us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. We're looking at a couple of unicorns.
That's funny.
Kevin, it's quite a funny cartoon as well. Obviously, it's unicorn based and unicorn. Yeah, we all know the unicorn connection with Vaping. Next one is from Ian Burgess.
Yeah, it's a Jimmy special.
It is. Look at them. Look at
Some shit headphones, Bluetooth.
Oh no, that's not what I'm looking at. It's like a stealth mech. Looks
we've
sat on
got
a
a
tripod.
couple from Len. They're both quite similar. One of them is a microphone, I think, and the other one is
Yeah.
The stealth mech works that well better than the other one.
And then we're on to another one here. This is a Wish one.
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah, that's the one that I was looking at there. Yeah, I've got them in the wrong order. They're not bad. Good on you, Len. Good on you.
Yeah, a
Len.
bit vapey.
Next one's from Dolan.
Modbox.
Oh, that's good.
Now delivering super fast.
Super fast. That's what you want. You press the button.
It's a bit late to tell people that once they've got the box. if you're gonna like advertise that as as a good thing. Tell people before they've bought it and received it. Anyway, excuse me, sir. Do you have a min to talk about our Dark Lord and Saviour, Cthulhu?
So we've got Saviour, and also
Close enough.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Yeah.
Nice. I like, and plus I quite like the meme.
Donkey Kong 3 arcade.
Oh, that's in the wild as well. Where the fuck is that?
No idea.
It's awesome.
It's an abysmal arcade, Donkey Kong 3 though. But
I don't care though. But you know, there's better games there.
Yeah, if it's got that caliber of retro,
Yeah.
I'd go there.
Absolutely. So that's from Mike Davis.
If it's that dark in there, you can take your trousers off.
That's how I like to play my arcade games.
You're such a dick.
Oh, John Martin.
It was me.
Says it on the screen.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Let's go on.
It's from Band of Brothers, isn't it?
Is
So I've
it?
been told. Yeah.
No, that's from Paul Hughes though.
Fresh out of prison.
Paul from Paul Iverson. This is a fizz based one. I think it's quite offensive to fizz this one. I think it really is quite.
I see what you mean. He's ginger and ugly. Could be fizz. Makes sense.
Oh, that'd be meant to him. He's
And
a
prison.
nice bloke.
And prison. Yeah, I got it. I mean, it is. That would remind me of vaping too.
Oh, it's a nice table.
Isn't there
I've seen them making that on YouTube. Things like that. They're nice.
LED lit coffee table. My girlfriend's dad built for us. What a lovely girlfriend's dad just built on that coffee table
That's
there.
class.
Isn't that Richard's? Is that Richard's coffee table in the wilds of Norfolk?
No.
Oh, sorry. Right, he just took a picture.
This
That's what I meant.
Looks like a mod.
Ah, good.
Jan the Man, Borussia Dortmund.
That's not a bad one from Ryan Gray. Jan the Man. You are Jan the Man, aren't you,
I'm
John?
John the man.
Sure, Jan the Man. And also, I noticed earlier this week that John, if you replace the N with an M, that spells G-O-M. And that's nearly a try.
John's new nickname.
Yes.
Joe.
John Martin.
I own.
Another one from
Dead
Ryan
Rabbit.
Gray.
Dead Rabbit.
Dead Rabbit. Yeah, that looks as though that's some kind of.
At the Mash
That's
House.
not how you spell dead, though, is it? That's not right.
That's right. That's right, Rick. That's how you spell dead.
If you were blind, you'd go, it's the same.
Yeah.
True. Soda Stream.
Yeah, that's really
Is this a
cool.
fizz one?
That's Reachy as fuck.
Isn't it? This
That's
is probably,
really bad.
Sam. I'm sure you're.
Oh, I like the fact it says starter kit. Like you need a starter kit.
And it's also got fizzy in there.
It has. It's
It does
slightly better.
No, it's Reachy. That's so Reachy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
stroking the
Reachy.
hair of the lady in front
It's
of you.
sort of squonky, though, isn't it? It's sort of squonky and 510. That silver bit that goes into the bottle. It's sort of like one of my 510.
That's a reach. We've got a lady putting the wands up.
This is from War Bogfoot from Scotty, and this is a bit of a trebler. You might be able to spot three. One, old lady giving it the bird, reminds him of John. Two,
Phoenix.
the logo in the middle is a little bit like the phoenix of War.
Yeah, except it's a griffin.
And then finally, PG properly like all the reminders.
Yeah, fair play.
From the Bogfoot.
That's pretty
Alright.
good. Pretty good.
Not bad, is it? It's not bad. It's not bad. This is from Trev Larkin.
Oh, previously recorded.
Previously recorded.
He's not happy, is he, Trev, about the old pre-record?
I got to take my shit for the pre-record. It was well
Oh,
worth
look at
it.
this little guy.
I loved that one.
How
It's
small
my-
is that bloke?
Oh, man, that's great.
That's a brilliant one.
this just came in a couple of hours ago from Vasilis, and this is it looks exactly like a Sony battery.
That is epic.
Here's a VTC 5A, that is.
The green
Yeah,
is
Samsung 25R.
Oh, no, it's not. It's green, though.
Yeah, Samsung 25R.
Nah, that's Sony. That's Sony he's got on his... It's not even a battery, so let's not argue.
Let's not disagree about.
Look,
Yeah, same colour as a Sony, really.
Yeah, all you need now is a borrower to just put that on his shoulder, and then we'll be able to.
that's brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yeah, we like that one.
Oh, and we're all the way back round.
That's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching Try Patava this week. Rick, have we got a mod showcase?
Oh, we may have a little mod
Oh,
showcase.
God.
Only a couple, though.
Get that
Only a couple
music
of...
pipe in there.
Hey?
You got the soundtrack. Oh, yes.
There it is. When you hear that, you know what time it is.
Right, Rick, I don't know which picture's going to show first.
Well, I do. It'll be Herbie McCubbin.
Well, I'm looking top down at a 5'10".
Yeah.
Is that the one?
They're all numbered right. They should be right.
Perfect.
Herbie McCubbin. He made a lovely squonker this week, and I thought it's only right to put it on because it's very nice.
Is he still on the go?
Yeah, he's making the odd one of these, isn't he? I mean,
I did see that. Yeah.
Stunning.
He's not making loads of them now. He's making these lovely wooden ones mostly now, but not loads of them. But when he can, you know. And he made this. He had the little jeweler's saw out, cutting the metal, and I just think it's a little bit different with the brass embellishment on there.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I thought it was awesome.
It's all right, isn't it? It's very
like
good.
that. Yeah.
Very ergonomic, very natural, and yeah, I like it. I like the contrast of the wood with the brass
It
as well.
wouldn't work with some woods, I don't think, but because it's quite
No, it needs
classy
to be a
looking
dark-
wood, yeah.
A mid to dark tone, sort of stabilized natural wood, you know.
Yeah, brass with wood definitely works really well.
Yeah.
A woody wood.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's 5 photos of that. I don't know if you've gone through them all.
Yeah,
but,
just flicking through them. They're really, really pretty.
yeah, very nice. It's a good work, Herbie. Next up, we've got one. It's not many pictures here, but Veselin Georgiev. He shows he's got some offcuts of.
Yes.
I'm not sure what the material is, but he stuck them in a box and filled them up with a resin. On the second photo, you can see his pressure pot there.
Oh yeah.
He made a block out of those pieces, and then the final photo is a picture of the skunk we made.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's stunning.
It's good, isn't it?
That is
really
different,
nice.
isn't it?
Very different. I'm not even sure what that material is. It must be some sort of plastic, I suppose.
Oh, I know what it is.
Do you?
Yeah, it's really interesting as well. Really stupidly boring. It's got a couple of names. One of it's if you've got the name of the material, it's like a jokey thing. I don't want anyone to say in chat. Oh, there you go. Fordite. Simon Watson's done it. What it is layers of paint from a paint shop. So when they've been spraying, they chip it off the floor, and you end up with all these like micro layers of paint.
Oh.
And it's called Detroit, something else that's called Detroitite, which is, same thing. So Detroit is massive for making cars. And it's automobile paint from a spray shop, chipped off.
And they've sort of powder cut, they've sort of sandblasted old paint off a load of...
Well, they actually kind of chip it off, and then they've stabilised it like that in those resin blocks.
Oh,
and then chipped it down.
It's good to see something different anyway. I mean, I've never seen it before, and it's interesting, isn't it?
That's amazing. I bet that in your hands has got so much detail.
I absolutely cracking. When I saw him post it up on your group, Rick, I was like, "Oh, fucking hell, that's awesome!" And then because they used those, he used a couple of names. I think one of them was Ford. But yeah. Oh, Detroitus, I think somebody said. It's it's paint. It's paint.
Yeah, really clever, and I like. Yeah, definitely. We always like to see a new material come along, and he's nailed it with that. It's really
good idea, and what a hard-wearing thing to do. So, there's been some stupid ideas in the past, like people have tried to stabilise coffee beans and popcorn and all manner of bollocks. But that
chewing gum.
I've seen sweet.
It has to be porous. Come on.
I really like it, but or not porous at all. Whereas paint there's no air.
Yeah. But yeah, that's great. Really nice. That's Veselin Georgiev. And that's all there is, actually, for this week.
Yay.
Oh, we like it, bro.
Ooh. Oh, whoa. Are you silenced?
Oh yeah, sorry. So
you
this
need
is
to
just
start that bit again.
Oh, okay. I'll start again. That's all right. Okay, so troll of the week this week.
The troll of the week was you fucking talking without your fucking mic on.
Yeah. Okay. Troll of the week this week comes from Mark Todd, who has done a couple of videos today. On the latest video that he did today, he's done a kayFUN Lite review. Everyone go check that out. On the other one was on the kayFUN mech, the new kayFUN mech, and this comment was in the comment section, and it's brilliant response from Mark. Perfect for troll of the week. Jezami said there's some sort of hum in the background of the video. Perhaps whatever the camera microphone is attached to is vibrating, receiving vibrations from something else. And Mark said, sorry, but the department that handles sound and image quality shut in 2013. It's very dry, very witty.
I don't know if that's a troll, really, though, is it? Or just a stupid thing to say?
Mark trolling his own audience.
Yeah,
I did enjoy Mark's response. Yeah. You think, oh fuck,
very good.
Love it, absolutely love it. Very, very funny. Yeah. So check out Mark Todd's kayFUN Lite review.
And Vic's. Share Vic's review. Vic's review is awesome as well.
You haven't seen mine. There's
Of
that
course,
too.
yeah.
But there's now two nice reviews up there now, so you can get your second.
And also Mark's fuck ups, which are very funny.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant as well. The outtakes.
On the outtakes, yeah.
We've all had days like that.
He said prime. There was really funny because there are days whenever you do a video, because I was on the Facebook group. Sometimes I'll put #5takes. There are some days that I can't do it because there's too many. There's like 12 where you just keep going, I don't know. Oh, you bellend.
I don't know if you've noticed, Richard, I've actually got the Creme de Vape webpage open for the kayFUN.
Oh, 20
And if you
minutes.
scroll down, it's actually got both of your reviews linked in the description.
Oh, brilliant. They were sent to us both by Keith, I think. So.
Awesome.
So yeah, very cool. So another reminder: the kayFUN Lite, I think, should be available 11 p.m, 12 p.m, something like that, tonight. So if you are desperate for a kayFUN Lite, Creme de Vape's place to be. So there we go. I think we're done though. I think that's it.
Yeah,
we can wish Ali a happy birthday. Oh, we did that.
Happy birthday, Ali. I'm not here next week, but there you are. See you the week
That's
after.
your present.
Yeah,
See you later.
Vibrate.
Bye.
Bye. Happy birthday, Ali. Bye, Auntie.